Good evening, everyone. Welcome again. We're Two Geeks on a Couch. My name is Friedel.
And I'm Edward.
Tonight, we are pivoting towards probably one of the most beloved cult horror, comedy horror classics, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2. I haven't seen this film in probably 2 decades. The only thing I really remember about it is that there's some sort of book that none of us should ever open. That's the key. I feel like it's the keystone in the arc of the things that I remember about it. Why stop? Don't open books like that. You don't need to check out that book from the library. There are others that don't look like they're made out of some sort of creature skin.
Yeah. That would be funny if they got it from the library. That would be hilarious. I would also want to see who else took it out, right? Who else filled out that card in the back? Like Aleister Crowley, Ozzy Osbourne.
How long has it been since you've seen this film?
I think a year or two, probably 2 years.
Okay. What are you expecting on this watch?
Well, I've got the 4K restored version of it. So I'm really excited to see this, was an almost 30 years old movie that, with all these amazing practical effects and super HD. I'm sure, I'm going to see some details I've never noticed before. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of pops out in this version. But I'm excited. It's been long enough. 2 years is long enough that it's going to feel fresh.
It's going to be fresh in your mind.
Do you have any expectations? Do you have any wants, hopes, desires for the Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn?
I'm hoping that I'm not too old for this movie. For me, this falls into a subgenre of whimsy horror, where it's not taking itself too seriously. And so we've been watching all of these horror films that I feel like not only take themselves seriously, but they actually demand things from the audience. They are demanding in the ways in which they engage the senses. And so I'm looking actually forward to the relief. And there's a weird thing where I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to secretly be bored. But I am looking forward to the relief of not being so suction cupped to my own somatic sensations of watching something like The Conjuring or something like Hereditary. I don't have to immediately reach for the Keanu pillow, right? So excited to bring this gift into play when I am having to be
however many Keanu's you need, you now have them.
This is
this is a low Keanu. This is 0 to low.
Yeah, it's very
Keanu's.
I feel like I can just leave the Keanu pillow and just let it radiate its positive Keanu vibes, but I don't actually need to clutch or hold on to it. I'm excited because I haven't seen it in 2 decades, and all I know is that there's a book. Oh, and a chainsaw. Isn't there a chainsaw?
There's a chainsaw. I've seen this. There's a reason this is beloved, and it's not because it's boring. But I'll be interested to see I feel like this is very rewatchable. Did you know this is Bruce Campbell's favorite film of the Evil Dead trilogy?
No.
That's why we're starting with this one.
I did not know that.
So there's Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, which is a direct sequel to Evil Dead 2. And then there's a remake of Evil Dead that's just off over here that was at some point going to share a universe, but they've decided, I guess, not to do that. And then Sam Raimi went off and made an Evil Dead TV show with Bruce Campbell that ran for 3 seasons. And it's amazing. And we might have to watch that at some point. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the timeline. But I got my shirt on. I'm ready. Let's bring it
You're
on.
ready. All right, let's do it. I'm stoked.
In the year 1300 AD, the book disappeared.
I want to know what historical event made the seas run red with blood.
They used the historical red filter.
So what's this place like?
Well, it's a little run down, but it's right up in the mountains.
Are you sure it's deserted?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's coded for, are you sure we're going to have privacy?
There's a tape recorder here.
See what's on it.
This is Professor Raymond Noby, Department of Ancient History, log entry number 2. Naturum de Monto, the Book of the Dead. My wife and I brought the book to this cabin, where I could study it undisturbed.
Didn't we have a conversation about how like a lot of the plots around horror films would never happen if white people would just stop fucking with archaeology?
I love that the archaeology class, like the 101 class textbook, is just about debunking myths about archaeology. It's like,
Yes.
if you want to do this, like, do it for the right reason. I always wanted to be like Indiana Jones, and I realized you don't really like get to go like explore ancient tombs all that often.
Linda?
Oh, fuck. That escalated quickly. Where did that shovel come from?
The shovel.
Whoa!
It's fine.
That was a very truncated breathing process. Got a little mud mask going on.
His skin's gonna be real smooth,
Yeah,
like real,
Those-
real moisturized,
demon toxins just gonna like.
right out.
Oh, no.
Wow.
It's quite the matte painting.
I found the pages of the Book of the Dead.
Yeah, I got your telegram. Thanks. When do we begin the translations?
Tonight. Is everything all set with my father?
Well, it should be, but I haven't spoken with him in a week. So...
That can't be good. Whoa. Ooh. Whoa. Oh. Whoa.
Hello, lover.
Oh.
Work shed.
Even now we have your darling Linda's soul.
Whoa. Oh. Oh. eyes. Whoa, there's a Freddy Krueger hand hanging above the door.
You're right. Did you know the appearance of the Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy glove is a direct response to how Evil Dead is playing on a TV in A Nightmare on Elm Street, which you haven't seen.
I'm sorry. So the first Evil Dead is playing on a TV in the Nightmare on Elm Street movie?
Yes. And because of that,
so it's kind of like a reciprocal shout out.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really
nice,
sweet.
Right?
Yeah,
like
sweet.
Horror movie friends.
Yeah.
We just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw. Does that sound fine?
What? Whoa. Oh. It just shouldn't take that long.
I feel like the cleaver would have been easier. It was laying right there. Just,
Here's your new home.
I fell. Farewell to
Boo.
Now I fear that my wife has become host to a Kandarian demon. May God forgive me for what I have unleashed onto this earth.
Dude, may your wife forgive you.
Henrietta tried to kill me. Henrietta is dead. I buried her in the cellar.
I'll swallow your soul.
Oh. Oh no. No.
Did you know that Henrietta is played by Sam Raimi's brother, Ted?
I did not know that. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. What? Where did you get the weird death stick?
I'm digging it.
Oh, you accidentally murdered Jake with the spine dagger. You're now a murderer. I'm sorry.
I feel like the last third of this movie is just people screaming. It's...
Oh my God.
I changed my mind. He might make it. He might pull through.
Damn it! I said I was all right! Are you listening to me? Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm all right!
He just leveled up.
Dual wielding sawed-off shotgun and a chainsaw.
Groovy.
Wow, creepy gourds everywhere. Like those creepy gourds. Rats are like, hey, friend. What? That is not how pages fly through the air. That was... no.
Nosferatu Salamimnon Kanda.
Let's go.
It's a gooseneck demon.
Hey, I'll tell you so.
Swallow this.
What was... Classic. That's awesome. What is even happening?
Hail he who has come from the skies to deliver us from the terrors of the Deadites!
Did you know that there's a cameo of the director Sam Raimi in this film? Do you know where it is?
Hail he who has come from the skies!
Just happened.
Yeah.
This is the guy hailing Bruce Campbell, right?
Yeah.
Watching the 4K version was like watching a new movie. Like this is probably the best this movie has ever looked. And I say that about a lot of 4K movies, but the ones where they really go to the trouble of scanning the old negatives and restoring the movie, and it's not too grainy, like it looks amazing. There's shots in this that looked like perfect. I'm really super impressed. Of course, the matte paintings looked very obviously like matte paintings, and a lot of the like compositing looked really bad. Like him flying around the portal looked looked terrible. But the just the lighting and the sets and the practical effects and the makeup all looked really great. So potential second watch. How are you feeling?
I feel great. That was I think that the only thing that I continue to not enjoy, that I'm always going to be like stink-eyed about, is the whole like kill the witch. It's the witch. Like you're just like, seriously.
I know it doesn't even belong in this movie. Well, especially like, what is this, the fifth movie now? Five movies in a row. Yeah. None of them have anything to do with witches. they have all mentioned witches in a negative light.
Mhm.
What would you rate this movie?
For what it is, okay, for what it is, I think it, and minus the witch part, I think this movie does a near perfect job of being itself.
Yeah.
Right? Like this movie is so entirely itself. I love films that I often are like, well, I've never had that kind of experience before. I've never seen that kind of film before. Or I've never seen it done that way. Or and I think that there are plenty of horror film tropes that this film utilizes, plays with.
Maybe even started some of those tropes.
Sure. Yeah. And I don't know enough about the horror film mind map sort of Venn diagram constellation, however we're describing however we map things. But I think that this film does what it does beautifully, perfectly. It's a fun film.
Yeah, I love the levity. I love the combination of the horrific with the hilarious, right? You have like some of the makeup is like that makeup when he first goes demonic and he's like looking into the sun is like terrifying in and of itself. And then that's followed up by a scene where he's attacking himself with his own hand, and it's hilarious. Right. And so like that balance is really hard to strike, and they do it really well.
Yes. Yeah. I'm surprised it holds up so well.
Yeah. You're laughing with it a lot of the times rather than at it. It's not like it's so bad it's good. It is literally doing what it set out to do, which is to both horrify and make you laugh and entertain. So what would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm so bad at this. I don't think I'm ever gonna get any good at this.
Was that a 9? Wow.
Maybe it's just because I feel so generous towards this film.
Well, that, and you feel so like happy afterwards.
Yeah, I feel so.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, I feel supported by this film.
I had it at 8.5, and I turned it down a notch.
Why?
For the.
Oh, well,
I wouldn't put this on par with The Exorcist in terms of like.
No, but that's apples and oranges.
It is sort of apples and oranges.
It's pea soup versus tomato soup.
They're both soup. They're over here, but on the soup shelf, but they're on the soup shelf. They're not adjacent. So that's my logic. 8.2, sticking with it. I believe I rated Exorcist pretty high, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I'm writing the 9s in different handwriting.
All right.
This is a different kind of 9.
That's fair. That is totally fair. This is like this is the soup shelf that has, Who We Are in the Shadows on it, right? Like
yes.
And like,
this is a different part of the horror pantry.
Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, that's fair. If we're just talking horror comedies, absolutely a 9. If we're talking the horror genre in general,
8.2.
8.2. I'd even go as high as 8.5. You could probably talk me into that, but like.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got some good jump scares in it. So it does have some like traditional horror movie stuff that like you don't get in Shaun of the Dead or in What We Do in the Shadows.
I would also like to argue that if that deer head, regardless of how totally fucked up it looks, like animated, weird, like a Disney ride gone wrong, if that shit popped up out of your wall right now, you would be like, okay, 10 out of 10. I'm freaked out. Like,
it's not even so much because the production quality on this is amazing, especially considering the fact that this was super low budget, right? Like knowing that and looking at what they created is fucking incredible.
Yes.
What I was sort of getting at was that some of it lands as a tad sillier than I think they were intending.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Sure.
Because they didn't quite have the right budget, or because it's a little dated, or because, you know.
I will get on that ride with you. I will. That's fine. I buy that.
If you like what we're doing, you find some enjoyment in it. We're bringing you some happiness with our overreactions to horror movies. You know, please consider liking and subscribing. That helps out our channel a lot. And if you really want to dig deep with us, head on over to our Patreon page, where you can sign up multiple tiers, whatever you're sort of feeling at the time. No pressure, but it'll give you access to the much longer, fuller versions of the reaction videos, where we go down side quests and rabbit holes and talk about this thing and that thing. And if you want to go deep, check that out. And we'll see you next time.
Have a good night.